Hello everyone, I greet you in the name of God Almighty. My name is Apostle Nathan Silas, and today we have a very interesting video to react to, and it said an 18-year-old American teenager reverts to Islam. Whoa. It means at a younger age people can still discover God and return back to Him. Age does not matter when it comes to things of spirituality, when it comes to things of God. But then, before we get down to the video, guys, if today happens to be the first time of you checking out my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, before we get on to the video, I'm a theologian and I make this video not to discredit anyone's religion. This is basically for educational purposes, and I believe that at the end of this video we all are going to learn from this. So let's get down to this video and check this out. I'm just surprised based on his age on why he was and how he was able to make this decision for himself. So let's check it out and see his reasons to why he converts to Islam.
Hey, good morning, Muslim convert stories. My name is John. I'm 18. I'm from Ohio, and I am a Muslim. So, growing up, I was always raised Christian. I went to a Catholic church till I was 8. Then we were kind of hopping around churches for a while, but we settled down at a Methodist church just down the road. And I had a pretty healthy relation with Christianity growing up. We'd go to youth group, Sunday church, Wednesday church, and church camp. That was all fun. And I had a really close connection with God at the time, and I'd always try to hang out with friends, talk about God, and we always had a great time at youth group. So I always wanted to try to bring more people into the circle. My family definitely influenced that. We were all raised Christian and we wanted the best for humanity. So when I was 12, I started beginning to have a lot of questions about Christianity, especially as I tried bringing people into the faith. And I actually decided to read the entire Bible for the next 2 years. So while I was reading the Bible, I began hearing different things from what my church told me. Some of the more recent issues would be gay rights in the church or other controversial stuff that the church isn't following the teachings of the Bible. I'm not saying they should go either way, but I'm saying you should be consistent with your teachings, and they weren't consistent with their teachings, so I had to start finding out the truth. So I read the Bible, and a lot was confusing to me, like, is God 3 or 1? Is God merciful like Jesus, or is he wicked like in the Old Testament, destroying entire villages? The character of God kept changing throughout the Bible. A lot of his messengers were given bad raps, such as King David and Moses. Moses killed a guy, and it didn't seem very divine to me. And going later into the New Testament, salvation was defined in a new way from the Old Testament. So in the Old Testament, the salvation was believe in one God, follow his commandments. And in the New Testament, it was Jesus died for you. And something that fundamental you're not able to ignore. There's a lot of small errors, like some of the battles, they'll say there's 475,000 people in it. Some say 1.1 million. That wasn't a big enough difference for me to reject the faith, because those are minor details. They don't affect the whole story. But when salvation comes in the hand, that's what our faith is built on. And without that, there's no need to be Christian if you don't believe the Christian doctrine. So when I was 15, after reading the Bible and going to church a little longer while starting to ignore what the pastor has to say, I lost my faith in Christianity and I became an atheist for the next 3 to 4 years. I'm 18 right now, so. And during that time, I felt pretty smart because I was getting off recent scientific discoveries, and whatever science told me is what I'm gonna go with. Like, I don't have any book holding me down or anything like that. And what happened was, having no faith in God or what humanity is gonna do, I believe we're all doomed in the end without a creator. So God offered a way of hope for me, and without God, this was all by accident. And I believe people have greater purpose than just being an accident here, evolved for billions of years. And that kind of message of God didn't create us, the human race isn't any more important than a dog or a chicken. So I thought humans had more value than science would give. Humans are able to think for themselves and help each other. There's so many differences between humans and animals, I can't even get started, but the community is definitely one of the biggest differences, and we're way more advanced than animals. So I just wanted to understand, then, where is it saying that there's one God? Where is the value in humanity? What rule book are we going to follow? Because humans without rules, they begin following their desires, like I did when I was non-religious, and that actually makes you more sad as a person. So I needed some guidance. My family was still putting in Christian values at the time into me, but I rejected the teachings like it did prior. But some of the teachings on like treating your fellow man, I thought they were pretty consistent. So that built a new moral baseline for me. Don't believe what the Bible says, but believe some of its teachings, I guess. Not the stories, but the lessons. And also during that time, I began getting into self-improvement. That allowed me to start facing what discipline is like and start appreciating what I have, at least while I'm here on earth, because when you don't believe in a hereafter, you better do all you can here. And so I started working out. I began reading books on self-improvement. David Goggins has a book called Can't Hurt Me, and his second book is called Never Finished. I read both of those. I felt pretty motivated after reading them too. There's so much more purpose in what we do than is realized. He actually was raised dirt poor, troubled family, and he made himself into an ultra marathon athlete, Navy SEAL. So he found his purpose and he executed on what he found to be the purpose of life. And finding our purpose, I believe, is our most important mission. Without a purpose, we're all just sitting here until we die, and I don't think that's a way to live. So what happened was, online with the self-improvement community, they started bringing up the topic of Islam. Islam equals discipline. Islam is a way of life, and I wanted to learn more about it because I had no understanding of Islam at the time. I was raised Christian. The nearest mosque is around 50 miles away from my house. I've never met another Muslim my whole life until recently when I was reading the Quran at school. So without knowing anything about Islam, besides what the media has told us, we have all heard about it and it's shameful. I actually started learning about the truth about Islam, and not just a surface level understand like the culture, but a more deep understanding of their belief systems. And their beliefs aligned a lot with Christianity from my understanding, so it was fairly easy to accept, and it actually added on more of the truth than Christianity revealed. And what it did for me is it set the stage for this is the only monotheistic religion. There's one God. This is what's expected of you. You need to do good for your fellow man. And I create everything for you. And anyone who follows my rules will be in heaven with us. And that was very important to me. I believe we all have a higher purpose, and I believe we should do good while we're here as well. And Islam checked all the boxes. And since I've been Muslim, it's built a deeper connection between me and God. And I'm praying more. I'm fasting currently for Ramadan. It's day 14 as I film this. And I've been more charitable ever since becoming religious. So the way of life has offered me a lot of hope. As I've been reading the Quran, it's confirmed a lot more truth. From when I was reading the Bible, I had a lot of misunderstandings, and the Quran revealed what the true meaning was in the straightforward verses. You have to read it for yourself to understand, but it unlocked all the truth I was looking for. I still have some misunderstandings, but I could overlook that as of now, as I'm learning the faith. Even Muslims who've been in the faith for many years, they don't understand it fully, but I believe it's a learning process. And on February 17, 2023, in my bedroom, I actually took the Shahada, which is the testimony of faith. And ever since then, I wouldn't stop talking about Islam. And inshallah, my parents will start to realize that the truth is very simple. One God, many messengers, same message. And we have to do good for our fellow man. And I think that's most important for all of us. We need to do the best we can to honor our Creator. And that's the main message. So ever since becoming Muslim, stronger connection with God. I've been way more humble. I've been watching what I say. No more cursing. More discipline when it comes to fasting. More charity. I'm becoming a better man like this. And I see it as the only true way of life, where you have solid moral values to truly understand your Creator. Every other religion has sold out to modern ideologies and stopped following their book. And Islam's the one religion I see staying consistent till the end of time. And their discipline correlates a lot with my own values of hard work, discipline, take care of your family. And to me, that's a no-brainer. A religion encouraging you to worship your Creator, help your family, and better yourself. I think that's what we all need, and that's why I converted to Islam. So thank you. I'm glad to be on your channel. If you could give me a shout out for my channel, I've recently been getting back into YouTube. I've been a YouTuber for 5 years, but I've removed all my prior content, which I was taking care of animals, and it was very entertaining, but I saw my channel as having a higher purpose and a wider message, and I want it to be a record for me to reflect on, and I hope you guys can also learn from it. So I want to thank you for having me on your channel, and hopefully, inshallah, that we will all see each other in Jannah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and I'm gone.
Wow. This is very interesting and very inspiring story by this teenager, before he took his Shahada. I've always said that I think that there is a need for Christians to review some of their doctrine, because when you look at it, understand, you realize that most people that convert to Islam, that's from the ones I have reacted to, in my channel. Let's say 95% of them are Catholic. So what is really going on? Like, what is really going on? Look at, okay, this teenage, right, was talking about how he has been in the church, in the Catholic, and then some of the things that start making him feel confused was some of those gay, transgender, all those things. Like, those are some of the things that are beginning to come, the marriages and all that. Like, why do we really have to be doing things that God did not say? I know that we are not supposed to judge any individual if the person decides to be gay or whatever he wants to be. We are not supposed to be judged. We are not meant to be judges. But this is in contrast to what God has said we should do. This is not in according to the purpose of marriage that God has established. So why should a man be looking at a man and feels like they can just marry or man and animals, or a woman and animals, or a woman and a woman? Like, this is the same exact thing Sodom and Gomorrah you are doing. And then what happened to them? They got destroyed at the end of the day. Why are we keep repeating, you understand, the same thing? And because of some of those things we are doing, of course, people what are living Christianity. That's just, you understand, the reality. People are living Christianity. You go to Europe today and you look at the rate in which people are even living Christianity for Islam is very high. Why is it high? Because of what? It's not that if you had to be before who says that, okay, probably it was through jihad and all those things, like, but all those things still don't happen anymore, right? What is happening? People are just looking at the Muslim life, the way they love each other, the way they commune with one another, the way they give to charity, the way they begin to start asking yourself so many questions to whether you are not getting it something, we are not getting something wrong. And then from there, in trying to make discovery or making your own discovery about the religion, about Islam, right? You start making your own findings, and what happened from there, they begin to teach you in a very calm and welcoming way, and they begin to tell you, you understand, about, you understand, God in according to the Islamic perspective. And what do you think happened next? The person would just automatically what? Revert to Islam. What about us, the Christian? We just believe in corruption. Everybody have opportunity of serving in some higher offices, and then all you just do is to accumulate wealth only for himself and his family. Whereas leaving the poor in a sense to suffer. That's just what we are good at doing. I'm not saying that I'm taking side of the Muslim, but it's just that it's very painful seeing this kind of things in a sense happening. Or even if when it comes to the Trinity, I think then we need to kind of really try to understand it very well, because the truth about it is that even some of us with the preachers, it's not all of us that really understand it very well. Because when it goes to, you know, the deeper level, you try to understand it and making more research and support, you started to get confused. So what now happened to an ordinary member who don't really even know much, you understand, when it comes to the scriptures? So it means that what we need this kind of revamping, right? There's a need of this overhauling of the doctrines, right? And then also some of the preachers, there should be this kind of reorientation about some of the things we already know about Christian faith, right? So that let's begin to treat, you understand, and to teach the right doctrine as it's supposed to be, because a lot of things are not being done, and these are the repercussions of it. We are all facing it in a sense together. And at the end of the day, what will be the end? Islam is the fastest, in a sense, growing religion in the world, right? What are we doing about it with the Christians? Nothing. And I don't think we have anything in a sense we can do about it. I don't think so. I don't think so. And all these things it keep happening, right? And we keep hailing people. I don't even understand how some of the some of these nations who are well dominated by Christian, you understand, should try to pass this thing in parliament, that we should be accepting all this transgender in the name of, you understand, equality. What is so equality about all these things? We are killing ourselves. We have even learned in some of these Islamic videos was saying something like, once, you understand, the number of the unbelievers supersede the ones who believe that God is going to destroy that very nation. So what do you think will now be of our faith? What is our faith? Seriously, what is really our faith? We could look at Sodom and Gomorrah, for instance. Does it mean that God did not, Lord did not believe in God? He does. But what happened? They got destroyed. The people of the Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed. Why? Because of, you understand, their sins, it supersedes even the ones, you understand, the one of God could have said that, okay, because Lord and maybe some of his few members, you understand, believe in him, so that is enough. But what happened? They got destroyed. Do we have to get destroyed first before we understand that we are really, really offending God with some of the things we are doing, our deeds? We have really gone against, you understand, the commandment he has already given us. We have to really sit back and ask ourselves all these questions. And ask ourselves, do we really know why we are here on earth? Do we really know our purpose? Do we really know that we're going to die and we're going to get judged? Do we know that, do we even believe in afterlife? If we do, I think we'll begin to start doing things differently. Else otherwise, I don't know where all these things, you understand, are taking us to. Anyway, it has happened and it has happened. But then, it's just left for us. I just feel like there is a need for us to do more. We are doing a little and it's not helping us. And it is God who will help us, seriously. If not, all of us will get consumed with these kind of things that are happening in this world currently. I don't know. I don't just know what the future holds on. But God will see us through. So this is the end of my video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share, and subscribe. I would just want to welcome your thought and opinion at the comment section. I know a lot have, you guys have a lot to say. So I would like to see it at the comment section. And God will bless you as you do so. Amen and bye-bye.